All right, so let's see if we can figure out this problem here. It says the height of women ages 20 to 29 is normally distributed with a mean of 64.8. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, let me get my pen going. Okay, so our mean is 64.8. Okay, and a standard deviation of 2.8. And it says, are you more likely to randomly select one woman with a height less than 65.4? Or are you more likely to select a sample of 25 women with a height less than 65.4? Explain. Okay, so look at the first part right here. It says, what is the probability of randomly selecting one woman with a height less than 65.4 inches? Okay, so what we're trying to figure out is what's the probability that X is going to be less than 65.4. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to convert this X value to a Z-score. So remember, my formula is going to be X minus mu divided by sigma, right? So we're going to say X is 65.4 minus our mu, which was 64.8, divided by sigma, which is 2.8. So remember, on my calculator, I'm going to make sure I enter that part in parentheses. So let me get my calculator going. Here it is. Let's clear this out. So I already forgot my numbers. 65.4 minus 64.8 divided by 2.8. So 65.4 minus 64.8, close them off, divided by 2.8. Okay, so I'm coming up with a Z-score of 0.21. Okay, so the Z value I have now is, 0.21. So remember, we converted this X value to a Z-score. So now what we're trying to find is what's the probability that Z is going to be smaller than 0.21. Okay, so again, I'm going to draw a picture because I think the picture comes in real helpful. So here's my 0. 0.21 is just going to be directly to the right of it, right? And because we're looking for when is the probability less than 0.21, we are looking for the area to the left. Okay, the area to the left. So remember what this means. We're going to use our normal CDF. Remember, we have two numbers. Let me fix this part here. Here we go. We're going to have two numbers, the lower number and the upper number. So the lower number is going to be that negative 9999, and my upper number will be my 0.21. So on my calculator, let me come back here. Let me clear this out. I'm going to go second bars. I'm going to go to normal CDF, negative 9999, comma, 0.21. Close that off. And again, to 4 decimal places, I'm coming up with 0.5832. So right here it says 4 decimal places, and we said 0.5832. Okay. Now, the second part is going to say, what's the probability of selecting a sample of 25 women with a height of 65.4? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of move over one to the right, like by doing this. So we said our mu was 64.8. Our standard deviation was 2.8. And now our n was 25. So when we're going to find that the probability that our sample is going to be less than 65.4, remember, we need to convert that X value to a Z-score. But now we're using a sample of 25 women. So remember, everything is going to still stay the same. It's still going to be X minus mu, but the bottom part is going to be sigma divided by the square root of n. Okay, so I'm going to do this on my calculator just like I did before. Okay, so we're going to say the Z value was 65.4 minus our mu, which is 64.8, divided by 2.8 divided by the square root of 25. Okay, so let me do this part on my calculator. So let's get the calculator going again. So 65.4 minus 64.8, close that off, divided by, we said 2.8 divided by second square root of 25. I need to get out of that little part there, so I'm going to do this, hit my little right arrow, close off my parentheses, hit enter. Look at the z-value that I'm coming up with now. Remember, I'm going to go to 2 decimal places on my z-value. I'm coming up with 1.07. So my z-value is 1.07. So now we're looking for the probability that z is going to be less than 1.07. I'm going to draw a picture just like we did before. Okay, so here's my normal curve. Here's 0. Now 1.07 is going to be a little bit further to the left. So this area here was bigger than this area here, right? So because there's more area here, my probability should be greater. So again, how am I going to do this? I'm going to come back. I'm sorry, guys, I'm kind of writing all over the place up here. But I'm going to go to my normal CDF. Oops, CD. It's supposed to be a D. F. Remember, we have 2 numbers, the lower number and the upper number. My lower number, since I'm all the way to the left, is my negative 9999. My upper number, in this case, is 1.07. So let's go ahead and do that part. Clear this out. So we're going to go second bars. We're going to do our normal CDF, negative 1, 2, 3, 4 nines, comma, 1.07. Close this off. This probability is going to be greater than the one we did before. And if you notice, it's 0.8577 to 4 decimal places. So 0.8577 is my answer here. So when I come back to my original question, are you more likely to randomly select one woman with a height of less than 65? Or are you more likely to select a sample of 25 women with a mean height of less than 65? And we'd be more than likely to select a sample of 25 women with a mean height of less than 65.4 because of those probabilities, right? The probability here was 0.5832, and the probability here was